every time you're faced with something that's difficult, you look at it like, okay, we're head on because we're levels. There's no way I'd get to this type of obstacle if I wasn't able to overcome it. Because everything that has come my way prior to this moment I've overcome. But disobedience is just delay. The thing is with God, when God has put you on this earth for such a time as this, you're gonna do it one way or the other, by force, or don't be afraid of pausing and go back to the drawing board and just re-strategizing. Re-strategizing is your friend. Like, if you tried it 5 ways and it hasn't worked, go back to the drawing board and draw up 10 more ways and try that. And if that doesn't work, go back and try 10 more ways.
Like when God actually speaks to you and you've unlocked a whole new message, it's like you can't unsee it anymore.
You have to remind myself that everyone's going to have opinions of you. Yeah. That it's inevitable.
No one has actually lived your life, so no one should actually be able to dictate what you do with it outside of God and like people that you trust. Wise counsel.
It's the morning of my first vision board. Now come. How are you feeling? Sensational. Okay, go. I need to do some printing, I need to get my nails done, and what else is on the agenda? Just last minute bits and bobs, and then come home and get ready. Good morning. I think I've already said good morning. I'm on my way to the nail shop. It's 9:36, they open at 9:30. I was in my right mind to go and wait for them, but I realized it is winter. I'm so excited for today. I've got lots of errands to run, but the nails, they gotta get done. See you in the nail shop. My nails are done. It's 12 p.m. Hey guys, I am done with my makeup and my hair. Just got this knot bun and this little sultry bead. I think it looks so cute. I need to do some printing, put my jewelry on. I'm wearing these gold hoops because I outsourced it and it wasn't done well, so that's annoying. But yeah, we are almost done with the face. No, we're done with the face actually. I'm gonna leave it there. The time is 2:12. Event starts at 4, so I'm gonna try and wrap everything up by 3. I'm gonna be running basically. See you. Getting some printing done. What's the time? I haven't finished my lip, guys, don't judge me, but it's 3:13. Yeah. Almost done with printing and then straight to the venue. This print shop experience was so interesting because he kept on calling me God and girl, wow. And he was like, you smell so good. But the printing cost me £60, so pre-privilege did not kick in. Tesla picked me up and I was straight to the venue.
Write down 5 words of how 2023 was for you. Yeah, and then write a note to yourself on the 1st of January 2023. Like, look back and just say something, pick her up.
By being attentive, by emulating, not doing what they're doing, but make it your own.
Yeah.
Kind of follow that same way.
I'm not my trauma, and anything that's happened in my past, I can still make a beautiful life for myself going into the future. I think that's my biggest
That was powerful.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Emotive. Not doubting God. I say that because I feel like your circumstances actually doesn't define what is yet to come. And I think sometimes we actually lose sight of that. And the moment we do that, it's like kind of go back into that survival mode. And then once you're in survival mode, it's like you just can't see anything. So I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is that if God said he's going to do it, he's going to do it.
I got some powerful women. I'm getting touched, like, so good.
All the challenges I've been through, I've learned from. So that's why I just always use them as a reference to be like, you will get through it, and it's fine. What did you learn from it that you can bring it to the next?
So I love that answer. Thank you.
Trust. Trust that when you're working towards something, it's gonna come, and trust when you have it, that it can be right. But like when you're used to getting certain things, and you're maybe not used to them staying healthy, being healthy. Like for example, if you have love oftentimes you think this is maybe going to turn into something toxic or something is just going to pop out of the corner, you know? But trust that it can be right, it can be healthy, it can be good, and you deserve it. So I think
Sorry. Self-sabotage in my life. I feel like I do that all the time.
Self-grace. Like, everyone kind of goes at their own pace. And it's okay if you're not at the destination that you want to be at, but if you're going to get there.
I love that.
It takes time.
I agree. I feel like I can relate to that because with my journey with Christ, it's been like nearly 3 years now. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I should be doing this by now. I should be like, speaking in tongues by now, doing all this. But I need to not be so hard on myself. Absolutely. So I can really relate to that.
With my walk with Christ, sometimes it felt silent. It didn't feel like I heard him, I didn't know. But silence doesn't equate to absence. He's still there. And he's still helping me, he's still guiding you. You may not hear it or see it, but you'll see it when it actually reveals itself. But in that present time, you may not.
Wow. I had a session with my therapist the other day, and she said,
I love that you're in therapy. This is a therapy stack.
that's actually another accomplishment for me as well. But she mentioned that growth hurts and also healing hurts. So it's not even about pick your poison, it's just more of everything hurts sometimes. The reason why I'm saying sabotage is because when you're growing, it's like, it's so unusual. It's like, it's not a feeling that you've experienced before. So that's why we sabotage, like, actually I don't deserve this, or like even just getting that job that I always wanted. Sabotage, like, oh, how did I get this? But it's not a normal feeling that we've experienced before. It's like we subconsciously like hang around negativity, and because it becomes a norm, when you experience positivity or growth, you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, and you want to sabotage it. Like you said, like whether it's a relationship, you're experiencing healthy love, and it's like you get it's a bit, and you just want to sabotage it. And it's like, actually, I don't deserve that, but it's more of welcoming growth as well as welcoming healing. Feel sad about something or change. It's all very uncomfortable, but it's important that we understand the positive emotion with a negative emotion, like welcoming sadness, because we're going to experience many emotions in our life, whether it's happy, sad. It's never, like the Bible says, feelings are fleeting. It comes and goes. When you're growing, whether that's getting a promotion, starting a business, it's going to feel uncomfortable, where you're most likely going to want to sabotage it, even a healthy relationship.
Well, that the body holds onto 3 emotions that are like from your childhood. So if you grew up angry, if you grew up sad, you might be able to change it for a while. Let's say for 2 weeks you're happy, and then something pops back up. So I, for example, I used to be so used to sad music, I would just always go back to it. It just calms me. But I would do so many things that were like a bit sad to get me back into that state of emotion because my body craved it. And just like interrupting that, like it's so hard. Because sometimes you just think it's the mind, but obviously the mind and body are connected.
With that, you have to let yourself let go of the old version of you, like knowing to break up with your younger self, your past self, and say you're not serving me anymore, and I love you, thank you for everything you've done for me, but that's not healthy. And it's like a grieving process. You're literally detaching from a part of you that you've been, like she's held you through everything, but I think addressing her with compassion and saying, you know what, thank you so much, but I am ready to lay hold of the life that I think I deserve. That's peace, prosperity.
A lot of the times we don't really know that we have unresolved trauma or grief. So when it like shows up later in life, we have like these outbursts, but like we can't really identify where it stems from. And the majority of the time it's subconscious, it stems from childhood.
And that's why therapy is so important.
It's so important.
Once you're self-aware, so then you can like, you know what, you give yourself grace. Like, you know what, I need time out. Then you isolate yourself. And it's like, you don't need to do all of that. No. The right people will actually understand you, embrace you. But obviously, if you're toxic, take time. Take time. Don't want to rub that energy, but you will get people that understand you as well. So that's a process.
If you haven't embarked on that journey, or you're running away from that journey, I just want to say that it's going to feel like you're, you know, like in Sims or like Club Penguin when they're walking against the wall and they're like, it's just like, you're going to feel like I'm trying my best. But I think what I would say is, don't be afraid of pausing and go back to the drawing board and just re-strategizing. Re-strategizing is your friend. Like, if you tried it 5 ways and it hasn't worked, go back to the drawing board and draw up 10 more ways and try that. And if that doesn't work, go back and try 10 more ways. You're not, just because something's not working doesn't mean it's not meant for you. You might think like, oh, well, I tried a healthy relationship and he did this. And it's like, yeah, try another one. There's so many people, do you know what I mean? Or I tried my business, or I tried to launch this event or YouTube channel or whatever and it didn't get any views. Okay, try again.
I think it's like sometimes it feels more safer to not do stuff because you're kind of scared of rejection or just the fear of not succeeding. So it's easier to shy away from that than
not only your life but the people's lives that you're attached to. There's so many people attached to your lives. Like, cool, take this event as well. I'm hearing stuff that you guys are connected to me. I'm hearing stuff that I need in my life right now. Everyone's hearing stuff that they need. If I didn't hold this event, you'll be in our houses somewhere, like doing nothing. So I think it's important, no matter the scale, to recognize that each one of your actions, not to put pressure on it, but your actions are actually attached to something. So live life, like live and be a light in your life. Don't hold back, even if it's like one person. Like one thing I was praying about the event as well. And I just heard God say, treat the one like the 1,000 and don't wait for an auditorium before you start impacting it. Impact the people in your lives every single day. Because you're each one of you are here because you're a light and you're building something. And the thing that you're building has a solution to someone's problem. So
Back to the therapy, when you said you go to therapy, does anyone else go to therapy? How is it? Because I want to be about this one.
I did.
I'm on a break.
I then finished, never finished. I did finish, and then I think I'm
we had this conversation before, but I'm just thinking like, I don't know what I would be going for, but is it worth me going even though I don't have what?
I think it will bring up something you didn't even know was triggering or that was a problem. Do you get me? It kind of brings it to the surface and it allows you to address it and feel those emotions.
Like, therapy is just a safe space just to talk, even if you just wanted to explain how your day went. Even if you was like sad. I felt so teary at one point. Your therapist would be like, why? And then you can dig deep within that. Why was you sad? So it's just more of like, sometimes you don't want to pursue your sister or your siblings, like you want to talk to someone. Like a therapist can just be someone to just talk to. They're not judging you, they're just listening. And I think that's what we need sometimes, someone to just listen to us. But if you also have like issues or whatever it is, like deep rooted things, then and you're aware of it, then you can also explore that with your therapist. But if you don't know where to start, just look at it as a safe space. You just want to start talking to someone.
And it's so important to just have that healthy outlet, like just have somewhere you can just express your emotions and just not feel judged or just shamed for it.
I remember going to my therapist's office for the first session, and I thought to myself, why am I going there? I don't need it. I was literally panicking. I'm like, what if he's gonna like laugh at me and be like, why are you here? There's so many people that have so many issues. When I went there and he was like, why are you here? I just told him kind of my life story. And at the end of the session, after I like finished crying,
Every time you in tears. Oh gosh. I'm provoked.
You go and smile and then you're
Oh gosh.
he actually told me that at the end, when I told him, oh, I actually didn't want to come, he was like, that's a form of self-sabotage. You know what I mean? You're telling yourself you actually don't need it, there's nothing wrong with you, but because you were used from other people around you, like gaslighting you, you start gaslighting yourself basically. So
and it's so important to feel validated, and they will like kind of validate your feelings and not really. I think when people invalidate you, you just feel more alone. You just isolated. It's so important just to have just your feelings feel validated and feel like, oh, okay, I wasn't overreacting, I wasn't being overly sensitive. That's how I feel. Do you get me?
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
You can't tell me that how I'm feeling is bad
Or
good
someone
or-
will say you shouldn't be acting like that, and then you feel like
Actually, no, I should be.
it's like you start to hear things that
Yeah.
you wasn't aware that you was doing.
Yeah.
So it's like so they just bring things to light. Where it's like, you know what, that's true.
Yeah.
And then after that session, you go about your day, you can start to notice it yourself sometimes more because you're now more alert.
Into that, like, it gives you language. So, like, you might think, oh, you know that meme, why do you act like it?
Yeah.
Like, what? And it's like, whoa, okay. So when you're acting like that, you can literally be like, oh, okay. Yeah, there she goes.
Yeah, there she goes. Or you give yourself grace.
Yeah, and then you
now
can
know
nip it in the
where it's
bud.
coming from.
Whereas you'll just be like, I don't know, acting bad on autopilot, and you just won't even recognize it. So language is good, especially if you're trying to be a woman, the woman of your dreams, and emulate and embody the people that you admire. You can't have any roadblocks because the journey itself is full of roadblocks. Don't be the 7th or the 8th or the 10th. Deal with you first, so that when you are embarking on something, there's less things holding you back. Yeah. What opportunities are you looking for? What opportunities are you looking for? Can I add context behind the question? I think women need to learn how to ask for what they want. I feel like we're like, but it's like, no, this is what I want. This is what I want. And that makes it easier for you to pursue it, and it makes it easier for people to position you for it. Like, I may not want something, but I may know someone that wants something that you want. And I just think it's good to put it in the universe. So that God can make it happen. So yeah, what opportunities are you looking for? Oh, the challenging. I love it. Everyone's being challenged today. This is what I love. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot always, guys. Never ever. The worst thing they can say is no.
That's true.
Will you die? No. So shoot your shot.
I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
I want to start listening to podcasts because why not?
Yeah.
So do you have any like recommendation that you want to
That's a girl that I love.
Let me see if we.
I wanted to talk about it as
Is she
well.
American?
Yeah. And she does it like in her kitchen.
She's just so like, she's just so authentic. That's what I like.
I think let me try and find her. 'Cause
Is she on YouTube?
Yeah.
A black woman.
Yeah.
Like gorgeous.
Yeah, she has like these tattoos.
Emma Shetty.
Okay.
But yeah,
So weird how you thought of the.
You guys are insane.
What's that person called? J.Y.
There's a girl, she's like white American. And
Oh,
she's
I know.
like sitting on her.
Yeah, I think it was Emma. She has black hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
Save Not Soft.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, yeah.
there's 2 girls as well. Girls Gone Bible.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen that.
they're really good as well.
I've seen their reels.
I saw them. I was like, money. I don't know. Give me money and I'll make something out of it. But I feel like that's an excuse as well. So if I wanted to, I would find the money somewhere. I feel like you can get anything that you want. You will find a way, but you're like procrastinating. And what I realized this year as well, when someone tells me about that idea, I'm like, my brain starts working. I'm like, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. So when it comes to me, I'm just like,
It's like, it's faux empowerment, because I feel like, not to at you, I'm at myself as well.
you can cut me out. It's fine.
I was like, oh, there's a hand. But yeah, it's in a way it's faux empowerment, because surely if you really believed it, you would be a product of it. Do you know what I mean? Like Apple, the only reason they can sell us phones like this is because they have a strong conviction to what they're promoting. So I feel like when you're empowering people, you're like, yeah, you can do it, but you're not doing it. You don't actually mean it. And it might do something for them because, you know, words hold power, but conviction creates motion. Do you know what I mean? So I feel
What
like,
if it's that you're getting that conviction, but you're just
being disobedient. Yay.
not that one.
Hey. I think.
Then there you go.
Yeah.
Being disobedient.
But disobedience is just delay, because you're gonna do it one way. The thing is with God, when God has put you on this earth for such a time as this, you're gonna do it one way or the other.
By force or
You can do it in pleasurable conditions, or you can do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I would always say, the moment you get an idea, just throw something at the wall because you're gonna do it, so you might as well do it without no one forcing you. Then God say, okay, I'm shutting this down. Break up with him. Go here, like moving your whole life to make you produce what you're able to do it. But I think it just takes like things like this reflection to actually pick yourself up and be like, yeah, why not me? If not me, then who?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you have a calling, it's going to harass you.
Yeah, you wake up 3 a.m. The diary's full.
It's annoying sometimes. It's like, can I breathe? Can I just breathe? I still need to go to work. I need to do these things.
You've got this. Women go through stuff and it literally changes your psychology, and it takes someone that isn't like, but just do it. Like it's 1 + 1 = 2, but actually sympathizing, empathizing, and investing in you. And I really want to invest in women. I want them to become who God has made them to be. Any means necessary. And if I can get paid for that, oh God, I'm done. Just take it to heaven. All the help I need to create the life of my dreams. So creating YouTube videos consistently. I really get overwhelmed a lot. So social media consistency is up and down. So if I had a social media manager, I'd love that. Yeah. And monthly holidays. That is an opportunity that I would really, what's it, revel, love. Anyway, that would love.
Stress.
Yeah. Oh, I've got club points for British Airways. Look at this Cancun. Like, quick, see you on Monday.
Literally, extend the ticket.
Literally, that would be the opportunity that I would want. Yeah.
What makes you feel the most alive?
I love that question. God. I love that. Add to that?
Do you know what? I feel like when you've experienced God's grace and His love, you're just vibing, you're just happy.
I can see it.
Everything's just optimistic. The world's just lovely. You get me? I think you just get so much clarity.
It's fine dining, but it's private. This is a safe space.
You don't actually get how dark your life is until you come to Christ, you get me? And then that's when you gain the clarity of that. Like, you kind of know where you want to go in life. That's why it kind of makes me feel more alive, because like, I've got a plan now, I've got goals, I'm happy. I think it's like the darkness turned into light all of a sudden.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. My business is called Not Ordinary PT, and the reason why it's called Not Ordinary is because I was like, I wouldn't want to say once, but I was once really insecure, like just left, right, center. My body, my mind, everything was just not positive, and I was just really insecure. So it got to a point where I was fed up of how I was just feeling, and that's when I started my journey with God. And just hearing what He thinks about me made me feel not ordinary. I just birthed that pain into purpose. So what makes me feel alive is that, like you said, your trauma doesn't define you, and just that it's like when God actually speaks to you and you've unlocked a whole new message, it's like you can't unsee it anymore.
Yeah.
So when you was once at a stage where it was just so negative, so bad, and you're in a different light, it's like, how was you even there? It's unreal, it's really hard to get. It doesn't even make sense. What makes me feel alive is living in that purpose. And it's like you said, now that I have my own business, when I speak to my clients and I hear you down, I hear you, it's like I'm very quick to shut it down because you're in a room that's called Not Ordinary. And I think just speaking to people, and that's why I want to start my YouTube channel, because I do believe that I'm going to start my YouTube channel because that's what makes me feel alive. A lot of people really don't know this, and that's how people actually commit suicide, because it gets too much for them to bear. And it's so unfortunate that people don't know the other side of a healthy life, a healthy mind, knowing the truth of who you really are, being secure in yourself. I feel like that's what makes me feel alive. But to really understand your identity is hard. And you go through so many battles, attacks and just negativity when you're talking saying, well, you've done this in the past, so why do you think you're capable of doing this now? So just that like battle, negativity and positivity is wild, and that makes me feel alive.
I really kind of relate with that. I think when something's been indoctrinated for so long, you kind of internalize those beliefs and it becomes you. And I think people kind of undermine the strength it takes to come out of something and still come out on top. Do you get me? And we really need to celebrate ourselves for that, because a lot of people can't do that. But you had the strength to do it. Do you get me? And just kind of empowering other women and just being empathetic to their situation, kind of relating to them. It's just so beautiful.
Honestly,
so beautiful. Like when you're in like kind of a trauma state, you can make the mistake of allowing your trauma to become your personality, and you become very negative, very pessimistic, very rude.
Like, oh, this happened to me.
So. And again, you're not your trauma. Do you get me? You can still move on with your life. Staying in that victim mentality will just keep stagnant. You're not really going to go nowhere. It's important to feel those emotions, don't get me wrong, but as long as you keep moving, keep pushing.
One thing I really appreciate from God's word is how He positions us as conquerors. At the beginning of my business journey, I really studied like Gideon. So for context, Gideon is like this, let's just describe him fictionally. He's like 4 foot, really skinny, no muscles. And then an angel comes to him and he's like, mighty man of valor, like you're gonna like conquer like this whole army. And I love that story so much because the way we see ourselves is not the way God sees us. And again, like we're here whether we feel like it or not, whether it looks like it or not, we're always here for a purpose, we're always here for a reason. I think it's so important that when we're going through trials and tribulations and we're not getting clients or the things that we want aren't necessarily happening to us, that we're not discouraged or swayed, that we're always looking at it from a point of, this is happening for me, not to me. Like, this is not an obstacle that is too big for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, every time you're faced with something that's difficult, you look at it like, okay, we're head on because we're levels. There's no way I'd get to this type of obstacle if I wasn't able to overcome it. Because everything that has come my way prior to this moment I've overcome. That's why reflection is so important, because you have to look back at where you come from, what you've overcome. There's probably moments in your life where you thought, I was never going to bounce back. But here you are today, looking like a 10, eating good food. Like, you have to give yourself so much credit. God's word stays the same all the time. Be encouraged, and whenever you are going through trial, someone has the answer. The person you ask may not say yes straight away, but I'm telling you, keep on knocking until a door opens. Like, imagine if you were in a foreign country and there was a monkey chasing you. Are you gonna surrender after you knock 2 doors? I'm knocking every door until the one door opens, you know what I mean? And you have to be bullish about life sometimes, but also maintain your softness and your tenderness, because you're a woman, you know? I don't know how feminist that's gonna sound, but for me, I think women, be soft. Like, God has made us to be soft. You can have resilience and still be gentle. Do you know what I mean? Just because you're gentle doesn't mean people should take advantage of you. You can be, what's that word, assertive. So you can communicate your needs and correct people when they're coming at you left, but you can still do it with grace. So I think, never let anything that you're going through define you. Never let anyone put you off of a pedestal. Never let anyone tell you no. No doesn't exist. I'm telling you. If someone is telling you, oh, are you sure you should be doing that? 100%, no, 200% they're projecting. It's not, don't absorb everything that comes your way. Keep on trying, but also believe in yourself.
And about the softness part, like being firm about your boundaries and who you let in, like
absolutely. And let your no be no and your yes be yes.
You know that soft, safe space that you have? I was like, I really like this. Like I remember telling him, I really like this, the way I feel like this is me, like my inner being. And everything else was just brought out by certain situations, certain traumas, you know. And this is who I want to be, so I just want to surround myself with people where I can feel comfortable, soft, nice.
You don't feel like you're on the battlefield on your day-to-day life. It's the environment. If the environment is wrong, the thing will never bring to its full potential, and that applies with us as well. I think we'll have the potential to be beautiful women. Don't be afraid to grow into your dream girl.
you have to remind myself that everyone's gonna have opinions of you.
Yeah.
That it's inevitable. They're always gonna have it. But don't limit yourself out of fear of other people's judgments and their opinions, because you're better than that and you deserve better than that as well.
Like, no one has actually lived your life, so no one should actually be able to dictate what you do with it outside of God and like people that you trust, wise counsel. If you feel weird vibes, ignore it. They don't have that type of authority to tell you or make you feel like, let me shrink. No.
And just to add on to what you were saying about like therapy as well, I feel like there is power in being vulnerable, and I think when you also said it's just your environment, because you're not going to beat up that flower and say you need a flower and stuff. Like, being vulnerable is so important. Emotions really do come and go. Like, you can be experiencing feeling so low, and it's not that you need to speak to someone to validate your feelings, but so that you just don't feel alone sometimes. But we're actually all humans. We all fall short, we all feel sad, and we've all gone through things. It's really important to give yourself that grace, but also reward yourself with that healthy environment. Like, don't be in an environment that like consistently like they downplay your feelings. It's so unhealthy. It's really, really unhealthy, where it's like you feel this way and you actually sometimes might not have help, or you don't know where to go, but it's like it's so important that you, even if you don't know what a healthy environment looks like, it's important to search what does a healthy environment look like, what does that, and just pray over it consistently. Like, if that doesn't feel like you don't know when you're going to reach there or get there, just keep praying that I deserve to be validated by someone that cares, or you know, or this business is hard, I need help. Like, being vulnerable to these things, because it opens doors to you feeling welcomed, feeling safe, feeling comfortable.
I feel like I really understand where you're coming from. Like, this year, more than anything, because in my head I'm like, oh, I'm an independent woman, I don't care about no man, like, I want to do everything for myself. No, like, I don't. I really don't. I want that companion. So I'm literally learning now how to just let them, you know, I'll just be laid back, like, okay, you do it, you know, just like being chill. I'll be so hard, like, oh, I want to do this. Let me be the one to do that. No, I don't want to do that.
And also, if you are being vulnerable and that person is trying to take you out of your vulnerability, recognizing that it's not a problem with your vulnerability, it's a problem with their ability to step into their masculine. Do you know what I mean? Like, so a true person, I'll tell you a true story, guys. I feel I'm being so fun. He was very much like looking after me on autopilot, to the point where the bill came, I hadn't even processed that it had come. I got home, like, I wasn't thinking, I wasn't worried, like I wasn't like anxious, like, oh, how am I gonna get home, how am I gonna
That's all survival mode, by the way. That's all like, how am I gonna survive?
Like, no, I was just like, and I was just present, indulging the conversation. And I feel like as women, we're given heightened emotions because we are meant to feel. I feel like it's good for us to feel. That's why I really wanted this night to be like full of reflective questions and like feel your emotions. I didn't want to make it too deep of cry, because obviously you guys didn't know each other, but part 2, I'm at LBS stuff. But yeah, it's so important to be around, it's in a romantic context, men that make you feel safe in your relaxed state.
Honestly, survival mode is scary, and I'm so passionate about it is because being in a relationship, your man is your mirror. So they see you, they see how you move, they see how you react to set. Wow, like I've actually been exposed to just that survival mode all my life, and I don't need to feel pity for myself, but there's work to do. See, giving grace is very underestimated. Like, people don't really understand what that means, but it's like in that moment they just hug. It's okay, like act crazy, not toxic as in like beat me up or anything. Just have your moments, but I'm gonna be here. And not just like, why are you acting like that? Just get a grip. Hey, see that there?
And being upset for you being upset.
Exactly. And you're looking at yourself like, it's all learning curve. I feel like sometimes even you like look at your weaknesses as well. It's really important to educate yourself on like survival mode and what are your ways of like surviving and kind of tackle it, to be honest. So God's nature, that's how you can see someone that's patient, someone that's like, that will give you that help. Because God's not someone that's gonna be like, why don't you get it together? Why don't you have it together after all the things I've done for you?
Patient.
Because why exactly in that? Yes, exactly. So that's something that has helped me discern. It's not just relationships, friendships. You know, your female friends, like, how are they with you when you don't get something right? When you are confused or you're struggling or you're actually struggling to get out of that toxic relationship, how is your friends with you? Do they just cut you off? Do they just say, you know what, let's pray? There's a scripture here. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just how people go about certain things. That's how you can like discern if that's for you.
And they can call you out, but they can call you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if someone is putting you down, like what is your intention? To your point as well, I wanted to say, I feel like what you mentioned would be, was it graceful towards yourself? That's so important because this year I moved into my flat by myself. Nice. And I was so excited because I had so many like plans. I'm in my flat now. This is gonna be the best year. You know, I'm gonna do this, and this. As soon as I stepped foot into it, my system just like crashed. You know, like my whole nervous system was just like, I just want to sleep. I'm so tired the whole time, and I'm like, why? And I would like bash myself because I'm like, it's been 2-3 months now. You're here, you haven't done anything. Why? And then I spoke to my therapist and he was basically like, you went through so much, like certain toxic dynamics in the family, and then you went into a toxic relationship, and then you were with toxic friends that you live with. And now you came back and you're in a safe space and your body can finally say, wow, I'm safe. But now it needs time.
Survival mode will make you sleep.
You're burnt out. You're burnt out.
If you don't know that, then
You'll feel guilty or you feel like unproductive.
But it's so important to educate yourself on trauma responses and survival mode and fight and flight.
Because no
one prepares you for it. No one teaches you about it unless you go out of your way to educate. I don't know, unless you do unless psychology or whatever you do. Sometimes when you're in it, you don't even realise that you're in it. You're hyper vigilant, you're always on edge, you're always expecting danger, but you're perceiving everything to be danger and you're very irrational and impulsive. But you can get out of it if you're still in that environment which is very negative and it's kind of pushing you in that way. You're not really you're just gonna keep tapping in and tapping out.
What Rochelle said about choosing your friends, like how do your friends receive you when you move mad? Like, are they holding you accountable? Are they calling you up? Are they like, and not being afraid to start over with friends, because when you are in toxicity, like you have to literally, it's like you have to wipe, you know when you wipe your phone and you lose everything? That's the most painful thing. Because those pictures, what do you mean? The video I took in 2015, 2016, gone. But you have to be willing to start again in order to.
And the change actually starts with you, because they can support you, they can help you, but you have to get yourself out of it. They're not gonna you get
and that's health. Health is it's so hard. It's like health, but wellness is it's a work.
But when you're in those type of relationships or environments, sometimes you don't even want out. You're just so you're so desensitized to it and numb to it that you're just kind of just comfortable being in your misery.
That's the dangerous.
But it's
that's
just
so
like
as well.
actually wanting better for yourself is what's going to get you out. And everyone has that strength in them. It's just how badly do you want it and how badly do you want to make something out of your life. And I've dwelled in my misery for a long time, and it did nothing for me. It made me a very negative person. I was always rude, I was bitter, I was angry, and that's because I didn't really have a healthy outlet, a healthy way to manage what I was struggling with, what I was battling with. But actually coming out of that environment, moving out, living by myself, getting the help I need, actively seeking therapy, actively programs that work for me. That's the only thing that kind of made me feel a bit more at peace and just I can rest now. I don't have to go back to that. I don't have to that trauma's not me anymore. That it doesn't define me. I'm better than that, and I deserve better than that. We all deserve love and to feel appreciated or wanted or whatever. And you don't. That's your past. You got this. You get me. You can move on.
And do you know what? Yeah, like I don't really know your story or what you've actually gone through, but I can just hear it in your voice that you've gone through it, but it's like I just hear this light in you, and honestly, whoever like your purpose, your journey, you're gonna do so well. Like I can just hear it. I feel really connected to you. You even said much, but I can hear it in you, and I feel like there's a lot of things that is actually meant to break us. Like I said, people actually do commit suicide because they don't know how to come out of their situations. The fact that you came out of whatever it was that you went through, you slayed the biggest giant ever in your story, and just keep on going. Like you went through what you went through and you're here today, and this is what you're saying. Some people could still be like very negative, and you probably wouldn't even be here. Do you know what I'm saying? So just keep pressing. Like, got this. Seriously, no, I don't even know what she's talking about. I agree with you. Yeah. But yeah.
I agree, and sometimes it's so valid, you know, to feel sorry for yourself because there are so much injustice that was done to you. So it's fine to have that emotion, but then, like you said, to come out of it, and then also be graceful towards the emotions that you have afterwards, because that might not just be sadness, it might be anger as well. It's not be like, how dare you have done that to me? But again, that is just stepping stone, and that anger will go once you do release it.
There's nothing that can bury you. Nothing.
Yeah, I guess the same.
Wait, let me say something. Oh my God. Your voice is valid. Your voice matters. Everything that you have to say deserves a space in the world. You know, it's like what you see is in the world.
Internal peace, and I'm not living in survival mode. So just unlearning those toxic behaviours and being self-aware of you, and just giving yourself grace. I think that's how I define my success.
That peace you get from God is like like when you first come to Christ, it's just like wow.
You know, I've still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense.
The peace generally makes sense.
Like
I feel like a humming
No, like God does that, man. God does that.
It's also cliche, but it's basically kind of like you said, just being happy. Like no matter what I have, even if it's not a lot, just being genuinely happy and knowing that it's enough for what I have. And going back on what you said about peace as well, like even though things may be chaotic around me, just knowing that okay, that might be happening now, but it's not going to be happening forever. Because what I always say, like when my friends are going through stuff, like, it's just temporary. Like you'll be feeling this way maybe in the next couple of hours, couple of days, couple of weeks, you know.
And you're such a good comforter as well. Guys, I remember I have a cat.
That's such a quality to have.
Yeah, she's such an amazing
that's
woman.
very soothing.
Yeah,
That's really good. I do have verse of the week on my whiteboard at home, and my verse is literally, he gave us comfort, so that we're able to comfort others.
Wow.
But yeah, it's crazy.
That is so true. I was having like a little bit of a freak out because I got my cat and I wasn't used to cats and he had fleas and stuff. And literally I called Kiki and it was like and she was just like, it's okay. Like just calm me down. And I'm like, she was like just comforting me, so yeah.
It was obviously when you thought there was another cat in your room as well.
I was hallucinating.
She called me up for to come over to her.
I was hallucinating. But these girls honestly help me down. Thank you guys. Thank you for literally living your truth and living your success. And I think even when you say things like that, you realize I'm successful now. There's no distant, like I'm here, I'm in the destination. Yeah. And give yourself like more like girl. I love that.
Loving yourself. And then everything else follows. Like you have that self-belief to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
That leads to success.
Yeah.
How you are with others.
Yeah.
You impact in their life in a positive way. So just if you love yourself and at peace with yourself, then everything else will come.
Yeah.
I feel like you're always your own worst critic.
Yeah.
So I feel like whatever you're doing, do it the best way you can.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gives you peace.
Yeah.
And that's successful.
Even the small things for me, I can just like celebrate. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a big win or big to someone else, but big to me. Even just like moving out and just having our own space, that was success.
Win.
You get me? Big win. Or even just going to therapy is successful.
What type of space would you like that you can go to quarterly, monthly, annually, that would just make you feel like, yeah, I can go back into my world and just be amazing?
Okay, I feel like me and you were kind of similar. So I feel like with me, I would like to start like a YouTube channel to create that safe space for people, and I think that's what you can like do, because it's not just about, this is deep, like this is not 6 figures business, how no, it's more about like your feelings, how can you overcome things, and just like how faith is important. So it's people that who could be like really lost, that actually ain't got a clue with how to maneuver in life, they've just left that toxic relationship and they just don't feel, they don't know what the next step is. So it's like just that encouragement can help people just get back on track. So just create that safe space for people, that encouragement, so that they can just come back to you and just relate.
When you host networking events, it can come across as very, what can you do for me? And I think that's great, but I think there's so much more that can come from connection. Like the way you guys have connected today, you might think of Jess in 3 years' time and be like, yeah, let me, because you feel like there's, I think human connection is much more better than, oh, you work in, you work at Facebook Meta, oh my gosh, like I think it's surface level. And I think you can go so much further when you have people in your community and your network that you can relate to. It's not just like a branch that you feel like, I think we should be like trees, and I feel like our branches should be connected to us, not just, oh, I know someone who works in that industry. So what type of events or like things would you like? That's not too much, because I think, thank God, like you guys vibe today, but I don't know if everyone would vibe. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I feel like anything that you host has an element of you, that being peaceful, that being to elevate women. So I think anything that comes to your mind, you should just do it. Trust in your own thoughts. Because everything that I've been to, when we have our own conversations, they always follow the same
vibe.
Like peaceful, empathetic, understanding. You just even carry that through every event, then that always centers me, so not centered.
Thank you so much. I think it's similar to once again never meant to be campus. And it's already have me thinking about myself. Like when we speak, when we're speaking about trauma, I kind of think like,
it's like, let me grab a trauma. Let me.
Well, exactly. I kind of think in my head, even now I'm trying to think like, what is classed as trauma? Like friendship break, can that be trauma?
Anything can be trauma. Trauma is personal. Do you get me? It's whatever.
Struggle to heal from.
Something that rocks your world.
It may.
You struggle to forget that. You struggle to keep on.
Like trauma don't have to be like this big thing in people's eyes. Like if it's even, it can be something small like feeling rejected. Or
You miss your close friends stop.
That's traumatic.
It should be like that. Do you guys think if you've forgiven someone but you still find yourself thinking about what they did to you, is that like true forgiveness?
Yeah.
As long as you reposition your heart to, my opinion, is that as long as you keep on aligning your heart with that forgiveness, because what they did hurt you, so you're gonna feel that, like with any wound, I sprained my ankle a year ago, now my heel is hurting. It doesn't mean that I'm not healed, but it just means that there's aftermath to anything. And I think you having symptoms doesn't negate the healing or whatever. You fall down the stairs, you're always gonna look at the stairs sideways. It doesn't mean that every stairs you go down you're gonna fall down. So symptoms doesn't, it just means you just have to choose and not absorbing that and not gonna think about them in that light. And choosing grace.
Be wary of something if it's affected you.
But unless you're like, every time you come to the head.
When I see her next time, that's like, no, you haven't
You haven't given at all.
You're plotting.
Back to the drawing board. But if it was just like, oh man, that hurt, like, yeah, it did hurt, babe. It did. Give yourself that space to feel it again. Because I think some people even rush you to heal, like, heal, forgive them.
Yeah.
Do you know what they did to me? Like, wait.
And yeah, he had that look.
Like, wait, hold on.
2 years.
And everyone knows at their own place, like there's no time frame on healing, do you get me?
And just because you're still thinking about that person years down the line or what that person or that situation has done doesn't mean that it defines you or that you're being obsessive. Like, it just means it had a big impact on you.
Like, as much as people say, just forgive them, it will take time, do you get me? It's not something that's going to happen there and then, do you get me? You'll get to the point where it's just stop obsessing over it.
And it's forgive 70 times 7. I really think I'll put that many 7s in there because it's going to take you so many times to make it perfect. It's not going to be once, twice, or 7 times, like deeper.
And then you says when someone slaps your right cheek, you put them a little bit slap. So it's more of like, I do believe that. Sorry, yeah, but I do believe that God knew that this earth was going to be the ghetto, and He had to really teach us how to handle people because I feel like it's like there's stages. There's the pain, and then there's understanding the pain, and then there's practicing letting go. But then there's also like dwelling. Like you might not be able to actually let go of that pain, and it's like when you're in that dwelling mode, it's like, you know, there's that picture where I think Jesus was holding like a big teddy bear, and then you wanted to hold on to a small one, and it's like you don't know what God has in store for you until you actually surrender that pain. And I feel like sometimes one thing that I've had to understand is that there's actually a lot of there's pain that's so it's very heavy. Like not even a therapist can probably help you because it's so very, very heavy. But it's like it has to get to a point where sometimes I what helps me is that like Jesus actually died on the cross for everything, and that's something that you should take now. Like you take this, you know. And when like the Bible says vengeance is for God, have rest in that. Like don't think people on this earth are just doing their thing, and not saying have that in mind where God's gonna deal with you. No, it's just more of like have in mind that it's just more of being at peace, like what you do to your feeling to God.
Yeah.
So don't think like what you're.
And you're precious. You're precious in God's sight.
And that's why that helps you maintain that soft feminine energy because it's like
I'm daddy's princess and he's gonna get you.
So when you hold on to certain things, it's stripping you from that soft feminine energy. So there's things that's like no one can ever tell you to like, okay, it's been 3 years, why are you still holding on to it? But if you do struggle to let go of something, remember that God actually verifies for these things. Like so, if you struggle, then give it to God. Like actually let it go. Like you know, like when you put something in the ocean, you just see it going.
Yeah.
Let it be that because you won't be able to deal with it yourself.
Things get better and everything works out for good.
The experience of living like that.
It's nice because you have peace, you know, and you can process a lot of emotions, you can save space in a way. And I think it made me realize that, like, I love being by myself, but I think it made me realize that it was not that I like being by myself, I just like to be at peace. And now that I have that peace, I'm craving healthy relationships. So I've been going out more. I'm like, oh, I want to make more connections, meet good people. So I think, yeah, and it's expensive.
I feel like 100%. So get your goodie bag out for now. That's your goodie bag.
Ooh, it's heavy.
Oh.
So sweet.
I guess I like story all the time.
Yeah. I'm a pro.
Oh my god. I have like a thousand notebooks in my house.
Wow. Thank you. You know, I literally wrote on my notes after this conversation, I need a diary. Great. I like the
Yeah.
with numbers.
The notepads and the black one is tore a little bit, but have mercy on me, guys. Thank you.
The gold. I want to start journaling.
Yeah.
Literally what
I'm on my like fourth notebook for journaling. This is
very beautiful.
Oh my gosh, you're making me happy.
Wow.
This brings me life.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Love y'all.
I'm gonna check my hair out.
Yes. You guys will look fly. The sentiment, I love gift giving, but on this occasion, I literally made you guys look into yourselves ahead of the new year because, again, you're here for a purpose, and I want you to feel that. And sometimes you're not going to feel that, and you need to write it out. And I put a blue pen in there because apparently when you write in blue, you remember. Yeah. You remember that little psychological tip. You have to remember his password, right? In blue. I'm joking. But yeah, this is really thought out. I hope you enjoy it. I wanted to put more in, but I'm like, am I giving myself grace? Yeah, I was also gonna write a love note to you guys, but as you see, yeah, but I just love you guys. I'm proud of you guys. I love what you're building. Rachel, you're such an amazing woman of God. Such a vibrant soul. Like she's stunning. I love everything you stand for. I love how you carry yourself. I love that you never gave up. I love that you keep on trying. And I love that you're here today. So my heart and my condolences, but my kisses. My kisses. Kiki, I love you so much from the depths of my heart. You're such a beautiful girl. There's every good thing that life has to give you. I pray that you're courageous enough to lay hold of everything that God has put in your way. That you wouldn't back away from anything, but that you literally go forth in grace, go forth in power, and that you just seize every opportunity because you deserve to be in every single room. Rihanna, I love you so much. You've helped me to go well, helped me down, upside down, left, right. You deserve every good thing. Yeah, that's fine, I'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, you're an amazing woman. You're an amazing friend, sister, companion. Like, I couldn't do life without you. You're so supportive. And you deserve your dreams, you deserve your goals. So I pray that this, and I know you love to write. So when you were writing on these post-its, I was like, girl, wait. This is why you don't miss anywhere. Wait, because I'm going to give you the notepad. But yeah, to write your golden dreams and your golden goals. And that they will come to pass that you're a golden girl. And I feel like, I hope and I pray that you feel that every single day.
With you, love me, your friend.
Zilla, I love you so much. You're so bright, you're so vibrant. I'm proud of you for going after everything that you've put your mind to this year. Even when you freaked out, you still were courageous enough to do it. And I'm just so proud of you. I pray that next year is the best year for you. I pray that you'll go forward with power, strength, courage, and that you'll show up in every room as the woman that you know yourself to be. That you wouldn't hold yourself back or shrink, but that you will expand, and that as you're expanding, the light and the joy and everything that you bring would impact not only yourself and encourage you to keep on showing up that way, but impact others to do that also. So that's my prayer for you. Just my beautiful, strong girl. I thank you so much for not giving up on yourself, for not being complacent. I thank you for being here. I thank you for fighting. I thank you for choosing yourself. I thank you for choosing healing. I thank you for being just a beam of the light. Like, you literally exude so much grace and courage, and I'm so inspired by the woman that you are and the woman that you're deciding to be. I know that you're going to feel so much joy and restoration for you. I know that you're going to be so happy next year. And you're going to look back at this moment and the years that have gone past and be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. So I'm proud of you, and I just hope that I can be about light in your life to encourage you to keep on going. And yeah, I love you deep. That was what was supposed to go in the books. But let me go pay this bill, and you guys choose some bits to cut up, and yeah, before them come and kick off. There's a figurine there. I want you to get the figurine and this, and then write down words that you want to be in 2024. It's like graceful, elegant, bad gal, all of the things. Everything went well.
Yeah, I agree.
The questions, nice, and just on chat, like everyone just coming together, being vulnerable, sharing a bit of like their experiences. The food was nice. It was nice.
Apart from the rock biscuit.
Apart from the rock biscuit, but nice and intimate. Like, even though no big table, but this was very effective and practical. I don't have anything.
Any improvements?
Maybe another, maybe 4 hours because it's actually like we've got a lot
To do, yeah.
So maybe that's just it.
More time.
Complete all the time, but that's about it.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, you guys have wisdom, like wisdom that's surpassing understanding. So just framing it as well. So putting it in an A3 frame.
So like a thing vision board, like a digital.
Yeah, digital
on the desktop.
And
but I'm
the
doing
phone
it
as
for
well.
work. And sometimes I open it in the office.
You just
And
see it.
people are like, oh, and I'm like,
Woo, Bora, marriage. Maternity.
self-employed, own business, leave.
The audacity. HR.
I mean, everything that everyone said, and I love it, but I also find it sad when I sometimes hear other people's stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at the person, every one of us, I'm like, he sometimes looks so put together and beautiful, and you would never expect some of the stories.
Yeah. That's how we connected actually. Me and Zalal, we connected over my sad story. So it's so beautiful that you can be shared. And I actually want to encourage you and what's that word? Big you up. Sorry, English is not my first language. Big you up for being vulnerable. Like it's so no, honestly, it's so courageous. And it does so much good because people just I think people treat you however because you look good and it's damaging. Like thank you.
Opening up and just getting like advice or just like people just sharing how they feel, like the way their brain works, how they think and stuff. Because I think it's so important to hear like how other people's perspective on life is, or like their relationship with God, or whatever. It's very like empowering. Yeah. I think it should have been longer. That's what you could do.
For sure.
Coming to things like this just makes you want to like start fresh. Like it would just renew your spirit, wasn't it? And then I think I would do want to go to therapy or look into it. But I don't know what for, but I just want to try it.
You don't have to have a reason.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
And just to say as well, I feel like sometimes, I don't know if anyone also speaks about this and feel like this, but I think sometimes also growing your relationship with God can be scary as well. I feel like it can be too intense. Yeah. It's like hot and cold sometimes, and sometimes it's like I kind of want to shut down with just the walk. And I remember like I was praying the other day and I was just like, I would even say to my therapist, I was like, I feel like I'm at my peak time where even my own wisdom scares me. Because sometimes I'll be speaking to people and they could be like, oh, you're so wise. And it's a bit like,
This ain't me.
you know, it's a bit unsettling sometimes, but like my therapist was saying, this is something that you need to welcome, like, because there was once a time I was praying to be where I am today, and like when the Bible says you put off the old man, you put on the new man, it's a real thing. Like you're literally mourning your old self.
Shedding old skin.
You're shedding old skin where it's like it's out of your control. And obviously God, he's like the priority, he's just amazing, but it's also can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. But my therapist also said that when it's overwhelming, still know that you're safe. And that gives that feeling of just, you know what, I'm getting a bit, but you're in a safe space to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like being in this group today and just hearing everyone speak about God, it was very like, you know, I'm okay, because everyone can say, I know God, but knowing God, it's like everyone really just speaking how it's had an impact on their life, has made them feel
So I need to change the whole setup and I need to make
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Sorry for saying.
No, thank you. Guys, this has been Taste and See 2023. Thank you guys.
Really proud of yourself.
Yeah, really. You should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of you. Yeah, but you should be proud of yourself. Pull it off.
Love it, girl.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, let's take some group pictures. She used to know
What to wear to a network event? I said, fuck's sake, let me just get out my mapping something there. Let me just get out what I wear to work. Let me just get out what I wear to work because that's how you get what my money walking in. I was like, oh, okay, I cannot wear something not to standard.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
So you said, I'm going to my friend's event, I have to look good.
I have to look good. I said, I have to look good. Like, good. I was like, oh, there's the memorial she's doing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so sad. But no, I said, yeah, I have to look good because I went to my friend's event, I have to represent her. And then when I saw that you put me next to you, I said, yeah, now she's talking.